Alright, and we're back!
Hello!
Alright, we're back with more Echo. It's been a month and a half since we last recorded. Break that illusion. So, it's a good thing that we're restarting the entire route anyway, huh?
True. Hannah chuckled. You didn't hear it. We were on mute, but Hannah chuckled.
Are you starting from all the way in the beginning, like I did?
Yeah, we are doing that right now, but we got through the first night. I think we are on Saturday, I want to say. Where they're going to the amusement park today.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I get to get all pissy at Hannah. I'm looking forward to it. Spoilers.
Peyton is a bit of a distance away. To get there, you had to get on Route 93, which Flynn tells me isn't even called that anymore. That would make sense, considering how it was impossible to find on the GPS. Anyway, to get to the city, you had to merge from the remnants of 93 onto I-40, which runs straight through the city of Peyton. About 15 minutes from Peyton, we pull over at a rest stop, which sits at a higher elevation. God. Elevation? What the fuck was I trying to say? Than Echo. If you're looking in the right direction, it gives you a great view of the town. I stand outside the old, rundown restroom, a pall over my eyes as I stare out over the desert. A distant, hazy view of a group of small buildings huddled together signals where the town is. From this vicarious distance, it looks small and harmless. Hard to imagine all the things that happen there.
Alright, how do I use this thing?
I look over and see Leo fumbling with the camera, obviously worried that he was going to break it. I walk over and show him how to use it, checking the white balance and exposure myself. I wasn't too good with cameras, but the equipment manager at the university had given me a quick lesson on how to do things. Alright, I want you to zoom out from Echo, slowly, and while you do that, I'm going to walk in frame, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Leo hoists the camera up and looks through the viewfinder, ears perked up and smiling. Alright, signal me when you're ready. I adjust the clip on mic while Leo focuses the camera, then raises his paw, signaling that I should start. I walk into frame, keeping one paw in my pocket and using the other to gesture. I hope I don't look too awkward. I always feel like I do. Echo first began as a settlement in 1852, after James Hendricks discovered gold in a quartz deposit. The town quickly grew in size, and once it began to serve as a junction along Prescott Railway, it reached its peak population of 6,500 in 1877. It was at this point in time that a peculiar phenomenon of mass hysteria took over. Oh, Harry, so it was 1877 for the first one. Also, I wrecked the music.
Sorry, my brain is foggy.
Yeah, remember how we were
1870s.
talking? Because we know 1915 is when Smoke Room happens, so 1877 must have been... Because they're saying it's another thing that mass hysteria happened in 1877.
1877, that was when the ancestor from...
That'd be James Hendricks getting like John Begay killed and everything.
Okay.
And like his serial killer, pedophilic nature and all that crap.
Okay. I think I understand now.
Yeah, so there definitely seems to have been hysteria almost every 50-ish years.
Interesting.
Many say the reason this occurred was due to the discovery of a body within the gold mine and the circumstances surrounding that discovery. Okay, well, hold the fuck up, Chase. Are you talking about hysteria in 1877 or the one in 1915, you prick?
We said there's a multiverse, and honestly, Chase probably has just heard like average ghost stories, right? Like, oh hey, remember that one time that thing happened?
Yeah, I'm a little confused here because the body in the mine, that's the 1915 one. So I don't know what the fuck Chase is on about right now. I guess he's saying it's the 1915 one rather than the 1877 one.
I mean, theoretically, maybe not. To be fair, we don't exactly know where James Hendricks hid the children.
I guess that's true.
Somebody had to find out somehow.
That's
in
true.
order for the whole thing to get out. So it could be that he botched a hideaway in the mines.
Mm-hmm. While not much is known about this event, what is known is that once it ended, a large portion of the population left Echo. No, he's talking about the 1915 here, because 1915 is the last time Echo was, like, decently sized. Most of those who left settled in the nearby town of Peyton. However, the town still managed to prosper well into the 40s. That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine, as it became federal law to divert all mining resources to the war effort. The town's population sharply declined shortly thereafter, and by 1950s, it had dwindled to approximately 2,000 people. A shutdown of the Prescott Railway in the 1960s, followed by the bypassing of Route 93 by I-140 in 1986, was the final nail in the coffin for the town. Okay, did the music cut out for everyone else?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Also, my headset is fighting me. There we go. Let's see, why is the music not here?
It's the ghosts.
Okay, music's still here. Maybe we talk too much. By the 90s, the population had dwindled to just 150 people. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event, which led to this town's decline and possible demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? Okay, no, you're right then, Harry. It is the 1877 one he's talking about. Because, yeah, 100 years ago would have been 1915.
Well, okay, go back to the part where you said the majority of the population left, right?
That's when... Okay, hold up. What is known is that once it ended, a large portion of the population left Echo.
Okay,
Most
next.
of those who left settled in the nearby town of Peyton.
Okay, next.
However, the town still managed to prosper well enough until the 40s.
Okay.
That's when the government stepped in to shut down the mine, and the population shortly declined after. By the 1950s, it had dwindled to approximately 2,000 people.
So yeah, it declined to 2,000, so it was over 2,000 before that when it would have been in 1950, so it was still relatively large.
Yeah,
I could
they
see
said
that.
it was 6,000. Although I don't think of that as relatively large, but
Well,
No,
that's
they were saying
because-
its height was 6,500.
yeah, which is never like even I guess in the 1880s that's not that might be bigger, but like by modern standards that's not even like a city, right? That's like a townish, city-ish thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, I've always lived in towns, and they've been called towns, with over 10,000 people each time. So,
Yeah.
like, it's kind of fascinating to think about, like, a smaller than that type of town. But I guess, like, in 1915, that would be more reasonable as well.
I feel like I need reference numbers like size of Chicago in 1915 or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, here, we could probably look that up right now.
Like size of Chicago and say size of, I don't know, like Albany, New York, and size of like El Paso, Texas,
New
or
York,
something like
don't,
that.
I don't know if I...
That's why I said Albany.
Oh, Albany, not like New York City.
Yeah.
Because New York City's its whole
Buffalo,
thing.
like Albany and Buffalo and and like St. Louis and New Orleans, those kind of towns would be good to kind of get a understanding.
Is there, like, a big city nearby, like, Arizona that we could compare it to against?
Modernly, there's Albuquerque. No, that's New Mexico.
I was gonna say
New
Phoenix.
The
Phoenix might have existed.
I don't think Phoenix existed at that time, though, right? Like, Phoenix is a relatively new city. Because you need...
Phoenix, Mesa. I think there's also a place called Mesa in
I think,
Arizona.
oh, yeah. There's Phoenix, there's Mesa, there's,
Okay, so I don't
I
have
guess
it in
Oklahoma.
1915, but I can give you the population recorded in 1910 which was, according to this, 2,185,283 for Chicago.
Yeah. So Chicago's always been big.
All right. Let's do Phoenix.
Phoenix, right.
Okay, Phoenix has been around since 1920 at the very least for the census. Let's see here. No, Phoenix has actually been around since 1881.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's not a bad reference point either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like in here, I'm just checking the Wikipedia, so grain of salt and everything. In 1913, Phoenix adopted a new form of government, changing from a major council system to council manager, making it one of the first cities in the United States with this form of city government. After statehood, Phoenix's growth started to accelerate, and by the end of its first 8 years under statehood, Phoenix's population had grown to 29,053. Okay,
so actually 6,000 for a town in the desert is nice. Like it's in the 15 and 15 is like, whoa, that's pretty big.
Yeah, they're not going to be like Phoenix levels, but they're going to still be pretty decent at 6,500.
They'll be on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you, people who researched numbers for this game, because they clearly were like, okay, I bet you they did exactly what we're doing right now.
Well, the thing is, like, they also looked at like the death of a small town essentially with this. So I think they compared this against maybe like other mining towns potentially in that area, but probably also compared it against stuff that we see in the Rust Belt and everything, since a lot of these towns here in the Rust Belt have been dying and everything too,
Yep.
Yeah.
What was that?
There's a simple answer here that we're not looking at,
mm-hmm.
and that is the writer simply made a mistake and they didn't realize what time they wanted to add at that point.
That can't be.
I see. I understand.
That is very
full screen.
Flawless game.
Exactly. I mean, I'll be honest, like, my whole entire thing about the multiverse theory is probably actually just me, like, trying to, like, come up with, like, explanations for the little mistakes in the writing, because it's really hard to keep a consistent narrative when, like I said, like, it's very obvious that this was first being developed when it came to Carl's route.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they hadn't gotten everything fleshed out by then. But honestly, like, from Leo's route on, it does feel like they flesh things out. But here we are looking at stuff from even before the routes that we were like, oh, this is really well thought out now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is even before Carl's route when they're making this part of the game.
Yep. Very, very beginning, so.
When the fans are like, this is a dating sim, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a dating sim. Who are we dating?
Death.
Oh, wonderful. My goal, however, is to investigate the first event which led to this town's decline and possible demise. What happened in that mine almost 150 years ago? I've come to Echo to try and find out what information, if any, can be gleaned from the events of the past. I wait for a few seconds, then look at Leo. That good?
Yeah. Don't know how to stop this, though.
Here. I walk over to take the heavy camera off Leo's paws.
That was pretty good. You want to be a reporter?
Maybe. I'd rather just write than be on camera, though. Carl! Matt?
Oh, that kills people.
Matt might be still cooking, so...
Yeah. What? Sorry, I was just playing up my dinner. Yo, Chase.
Leo and I look toward the car, greeted by the sight of bright white ram's ass hanging out the back window of Leo's van.
You got problems on my ass?
I don't really react. I mean, despite being self-conscious about his weight, Carl was pretty shameless about stuff like this. I've probably seen his naked butt more often than I'd seen Leo's. And that was saying something.
Wait, who have you seen more of the butt? Who have you seen more of the butt of?
You know other men.
Hey, you can't get enough of this ram ass.
It's your line, Carl.
uh, make sure you get a shot of me. Hey!
At that moment, Flynn, who is sitting next to Carl in the back, reaches around and yanks the Ram's pants down so they hang around his knees. Even though Carl's pretty quick to pull them back up, I still get a pretty good view of his equally big squeak 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 squeak. Leo snorts, and I can see Flynn laughing his ass off while Carl punches him in the shoulder. Unfortunately for TJ, who is sitting in the middle row with Jenna, he was looking back at the time and probably got a much better view than I did. Now he's facing forward, covering his face while Jenna sits next to him, reading a book, looking uninterested. Nearly 21, and he's still doing that, huh?
Yeah. It's a little more awkward without you three around, though.
We head back to the car, and I grab the camera bag from the passenger seat to put the camera away. Carol!
Hey, did you see my ass?
Saw more than that.
Things about the Horrors of Echoes, right? It'll be a perfect fit. Well, if you can even fit it on the camera.
I stashed the camera bag in the footwell before hopping in. Southwest Adventures is an amusement park right in the middle of Peyton. It's decent enough that people come not just for Peyton, but cities up to 100 miles away to vacation here. Because of this, it's usually crowded, and today is no exception. Families and their kids are everywhere. It's a generally nice day, sunny in the 80s, and it being on Sunday added to the crowd. I don't mind though. The point of this is to hang out with my friends.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm starving. Let's get some funnel cakes.
As Carl is eating.
Jesus, Carl. We just got here.
Hey, I didn't have any breakfast.
Get breakfast, all right. Along with a side of the munchies.
It's no problem. You can do that while I plan out what we're doing.
Carl ambles off, on his way to the funnel cake stand. I snag one of the park maps from the entrance, and I hand that to Leo.
Alright, so, usually when my family comes here, we go clockwise to hit all the rides.
That sounds like a plan.
It's pretty crowded today, so we probably won't be able to do everything. But in this order, we'll at least be able to ride Everett Horizon. Event Horizon.
Harry, I'm ready for your TJ voice.
I need some hard liquor.
That was
Damn,
creepy.
TJ, I didn't know.
Flynn would
That was
respect
actually scary. Sound like a Christian golem.
Gollum? What is that?
My precious is my Lord and Savior.
I mean, I guess.
God is good all the time. Oh God. I can try this. I'm gonna need something for this voice. I'll worry about it after this line.
At least you
What
do
did
better
you
than
say?
me.
What did you say, Sebastian?
Fucking Christ, Harry.
You sure about that? I'll fuck you up.
This is gonna be the title of the episode. The one where we try to get someone else to voice TJ.
You sure
I mean,
about this?
If you guys need me to, I will do TJ's voice if I have to.
You sure?
I could also do TJ. I enjoy the character of TJ.
No, you don't. Don't you lie to me. I know you hate Christians, DJ.
I want
Obviously.
to make a
Oh,
shake.
yes.
I'll do it.
Oh my god, you sound like Mickey Mouse.
Wait, that's Toad.
You sound like Mickey Mouse, man. I did it! Oh, hiya! Hello, boys!
I won't let you die, Toad.
I do love the idea of TJ having Toad's voice, and everyone's like, he's such a good little Christian boy.
my god! Watch out!
Cutting it out because you're too high for your microphone.
I know.
Oh, Lord!
You sure? The line is always so long for that ride.
Whoa!
Oh no.
Alright, you
That's
guys
official.
That's
Toad.
life for real, Harry?
You sure? The line is always so long for that ride.
Oh boy, we are getting towed.
I'm not rude.
Oh wait, are
I'm
you
a
gonna
real
play Mario now?
I'm a real boy.
TJ's looking up towards a tall, spiraling electric red steel roller coaster, muttering "I'm a real boy" under his breath. It's definitely the most recognizable landmark in the park. You can see it from almost anywhere in Peyton.
Yep. Fastest and tallest roller coaster in the West. I think it'll be worth it.
Oh,
TJ rubs his arm with one paw, the corner of his muzzle twitching a little bit.
I'm gonna have to stab somebody.
I had forgotten about that. He used to have a pretty pronounced motor tic where the corner of his mouth would twitch up over and over again. It used to be a constant thing, but it stopped once we entered middle school. Guess it hadn't gone away completely.
You alright, TJ? We can skip the big rides if you...
Oh hell, TJ. You're the fucking adult now.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. I just haven't been on a roller coaster in a while.
TJ snaps his head back towards us. He's all tensed up and the movement looks like a rubber band being snapped.
I'm riding all these rides with you guys.
TJ walks off, his paws shoved in deep in his pockets. I feel bad for him, and I want to give him an out somehow, but that's when Carl comes back with his funnel cake. It's topped with ice cream, powdered sugar, and strawberries.
Yo, I want.
Amazing.
Yo, anyone want to share?
Yeah, that looks really good.
No? Alright, guess. I'll eat the whole thing.
Right, now we gotta wait for fat ass to feed and sheeting.
Carl pulls his face out of the cake. Even with the white fur, I can see the powdered sugar clinging to his chin.
Nah, I can eat it in the line. We going on an adventure first? That'll wait an hour long at least.
The line ends up being 2 hours long, and by the time we get to the actual ride, I'm dying to get in a pool of any kind. To put it bluntly, an otter needs water. A part of the problem of living in Echo meant that we didn't have any kind of indoor pool system in our house, being as cheap as it was. We ended up having to get an outdoor swimming pool, which was a pain.
Hey, nervous, Chase?
I smirk at him. I've ridden it before, Leo. Though, your tail's kinda down. Sure you're not nervous?
Huh?
Come on, Leo. Let's ride the front.
Oh, I don't know.
I watch as Jenna pulls Leo towards the line into the front, which is twice as long as all the others. I opt for the middle, and it just so happens that TJ comes with me. His tufted ears have been poking out straight up from the entire time, muzzle giving an occasional twitch. I lean over to him. You know, there's an exit over there for people who change their mind. I bet you could slip out without anyone knowing. Looks like not all of us are gonna even be riding the same train. TJ stares straight ahead, clutching onto the railing. I can see his sharp claws unsheathed, pressing into the metal and chipping away some of the red paint.
Competent raised no bitch.
Thanks, Teach.
What the heck?
I guess that's your line. You sure?
I feel so bad for TJ right now. Both
I love the
in
response
scene
of you
and-
sure.
I thought about saying that one line from Markiplier, but then I couldn't remember it all in my head, so I'm just gonna read my actual line. Yep, perfectly fine.
Well, we're in the middle, which is the best place to be if you don't like roller coasters.
Oh, I remembered it now, but saying it's probably not gonna be appropriate for the timing, so, yeah, it's fine.
I really wanted to be able to get TJ to skip the ride and stop trying to quote Markiplier, but it seems like he's pretty determined to do it for some reason. Finally, our train comes along, and I step in as two laughing and panting hyenas come out.
Oh my god, that was the most intense.
Holy shit, dude! I know! I never get scared on rides, and I almost fucking pissed myself!
I do a quick check of the seat to make sure there isn't any actual piss before sitting down.
It'd be so gross.
I look up and see TJ standing on the edge of the platform, his eyes wide, one foot stuck out to get on. TJ?
I remember the line now, and you know what, I'm just gonna say it, because I really want to say it.
No.
So,
No, a bored-looking
okay.
teenage fox comes by. I check my lap bar and I stick out my paw. Hey, wait, TJ. You getting on? The fox goes from looking bored to mildly annoyed.
You're getting on now. We need to get now. We can't hold up the entire ride for you, sir. The exit's that way, where other adventures await.
People around us are starting to notice. Unfortunately, Flynn, who is lined up with Carl towards the back, is paying very close attention, grinning like he knew this was going to happen.
Aw, TJ, too scared? Guess you're a pussy after all.
Carol!
On the guy. Shut up, Lynn. You lizard dick. Hey, DJ. When it gets real bad, just say to yourself, at least I'm not gonna die.
Very helpful. Actually, a few people have.
TJ! I yell up at him, and that seems to jar TJ out of his trance. He almost falls into the car as he stumbles into it, fumbling with his shoulder restraints before the fox attends sighs and leans down to do it for him. I can see the red on the inside of TJ's ears as he blushes, and I feel my own ears burn a little from secondhand embarrassment. Now that it's too late, I realize we shouldn't have started with this ride. We should start with something smaller to build up his confidence. I'm jolted back as the train moves forward.
Oh gosh. Now would have been a good time to say it, but it's fine.
TJ's paw lashes out and latches onto my arm.
Oh no. Why am I doing this?
I reach over to try and move my paw from my arm, or to move his paw from my arm and back onto the handle on his shoulder restraints. TJ, hold on to that. My arm. You're gonna...
Ace.
What?
I pause,
Sure, fine.
staring at the lynx. I'm not used to hearing TJ yell. He's almost puffed out to twice his size.
I just need some quiet right now. And
Our train begins to descend up the first hill, and I can feel TJ's claws pricking through my fur into the skin. He starts mumbling quietly to himself, his eyes closed. TJ, are you praying? He doesn't say anything, and soon we reach the apex of the climb. I give up on trying to move his paw and sit back, a little nervous myself. I really hope TJ doesn't completely lose it. I rinsed the blood off my arm in a dirty theme park bathroom. It wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been, though TJ did start crying when we hit the first inversion. He'd scratched the shit out of my forearm, grabbing with both paws once we started the descent. Unfortunately, Flynn and Carl were still on the platform when we rolled back onto the boarding station. Flynn looked ready to lay into TJ again, but when he saw the tears, he had the decency to hold back. I helped the shaking Lynx out of the car, and somehow he managed to stumble into a bathroom where he quickly hid in a stall. I should have forced him out the exit. He's always had anxiety problems, though I think we all believed it was a childhood thing he'd gotten over. I don't know if he still takes medication. Hey, TJ? TJ? Person voicing TJ? Harry?
Yeah.
We should probably get back. Leo texted me that they're all waiting by the ride.
Yeah, I'll be out in a second.
The cheerfulness in his voice is forced. No shit.
Oh.
I ignore the weird looks I'm getting from the other people in the bathroom and instead inspect my arm. The scratches are pretty superficial, so the bleeding has stopped. No one would notice it under the thick fur, even if it is tender as hell. I hear the stall door open behind me, and through the mirror, I see TJ come out. He sees me looking over my arm, and his face crumples up again.
Chase, I'm sorry. It's bad. Is it bad? Oh no.
I really don't want him to start crying again. TJ cried a lot as a kid when he was a kid, almost every day, and even at 19, it seems like he's still pretty susceptible. It's fine. Doesn't even hurt.
That's good.
I guess that's his line. We stand
Hey,
there
look, you
awkwardly
get
for a
what
few
you pay
seconds.
for.
I mean, okay, I guess that's the truth. I am paying you nothing. We stand there awkwardly for a few seconds, then I air out my shirt, which was starting to stick to my sweaty body. Listen, it's honestly getting way too hot for me to wait in lines all day. I think I'd rather just sit down and watch some shows or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to do that with me? DJ's ears come up a little, and he clutches his paws together. The fidgeting subsiding a bit, but not my weird issue with saying words sometimes.
Yeah, Chase. I think that'll be fun. Also, I apologize if I'm making this too goofy, but I'm like hitting the slap happy phase here.
I was
okay.
Poor TJ, this is a very serious scene. You're like, whoa, yeah.
So here, Harry,
Yeah,
like, you don't even have to like do that with your voice. You can just pitch your voice up just slightly, just like sound a bit more like so. Like you imagine where your voice is, like just go a little higher, and that could be a good TJ voice.
I'll try. Also, I posted the thingy I was talking about in meme time.
Okay, I'll have to check it then. I can tell he's at least a little relieved. We both head out back towards the ride, and I spot the four of them waiting by the exit. I furrow my brow as I spot Carl crouched on the ground, Jane kneeling next to him and rubbing his back. Hey, everything alright? Jenna looks up, a sympathetic smile on her face.
Carl's not feeling too good.
Yeah, he had a full funnel cake and went on a ride.
You want to sit on a bench or something?
If I move, I'm gonna.
That's what you get for stuffing your face right before the ride.
Alright, you want to talk about funnel cakes really quickly?
Oh my god.
When I was at Six Flags, like, a few months ago, I got one of those funnel cakes. It was like the full thing with ice cream and fudge and whipped cream and all that. I couldn't even eat a fourth of that before I had to sit down because I felt like I was about to, like, have a sugar crash. Like, it was so much. And like, I'm fairly young, and I'm pretty sure I don't have diabetes. So it was like, but it hit me, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna die if I eat any more of this. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's actually kind of funny how, like, when you can finally buy sugary goods for yourself, that's when you suddenly can't, like, eat them anymore to that level.
So sad.
Yeah, because I was like, oh man, funnel cake, like super deluxe funnel cake is fantastic. I'm gonna have this, and then 'cause you get like the ice cream and like the funnel cake and everything. And I took like 3 bites, and I was like, nope, this is all my body can handle.
Yeah, speaking of a lot of sugar, I still have leftover Halloween candy, and I have no idea how I'm gonna get rid of it by next Halloween.
How much candy do you have?
I had 2 bags.
Oh.
Because I thought to myself, this is a fairly new neighborhood. People are probably going to walk around and like do trick-or-treating. No, there wasn't a single trick-or-treater. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to eat candy since I lived with you.
Mm-hmm.
I get it easy because, like, if I buy candy and I don't have enough kids come by, I can just hand them to my students because college kids eat candy like nobody's business.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like I could give them to my coworkers because they're all older and they're like, well, this probably gonna mess up my entire diet for the next like 2 weeks.
Well, here's the option. Do you have coworkers that have kids and everything? Because you could give it to those coworkers.
That's fair.
You think they sell ginger pills here, or ginger ale at least?
A joint would be nice.
Is TJ gonna go buy a joint for Carl?
Yeah, TJ's gonna go buy a joint. Yeah.
Alan, my brain can't comprehend what you're asking me to do.
Just
Right
use
now.
your regular voice,
So,
I
like,
promise.
Here,
Your
you hear
regular
my voice
voice.
right now? Here's my regular voice. I just pitched my voice up a little bit.
So,
Or, like-
if I do that, I just drop the Adam's apple out of my voice, and it don't sound right to me.
It's gonna sound better than like your...
Here's my voice. Here's my voice pitched up.
Here's my voice. Here's my voice pitched up. I guess this'll work.
Yeah, oh, that totally
really,
works.
That
That's
doesn't
so
really
much
sound
better.
different than what I was doing, but I guess it kind of works. So
That's the
there are
thing. Because you gotta remember, with the way TJ sounds, is he's chipper and optimistic a lot.
Yeah, just sound optimistic.
I am neither of those.
Just
That's-
pretend like you're optimistic.
But pitching
I
your voice
just
up
dropped
gets-
my phone.
Good job.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Motherfucker.
I cracked the screen. No, I didn't, but still.
I hope not. What the fuck?
There are some there are some vendors over there. I'll go check them out.
I'm actually kind of glad everyone's preoccupied with Carl right now. Take some of the heat off of TJ. And, you know, his issues with voicing himself. I'm joking with you, Harry.
No joke.
Let's move you to a bench. It'll be better if you're sitting down.
Slowly, Jenna and Leo lift Carl up. Now I can see from his face that he really is ill. To the average person, our little outing might have already seemed like a disaster, but this is pretty typical for us. Nothing ever went according to plan. We sit Carl down at a bench, and he bends over, his face in his hands as he moans softly. TJ comes back with his medium-sized cup in his paws. He sits next to Carl. Harry, if I read this line out for you, would this help with you, like, trying to, like, think of, like, how you can do the voice?
No, I got it. Trust
Okay.
me. I get paid by the hour. Gotta make that money.
No, you don't.
No ginger ale, but they did have some lime soda. Yeah, for lime soda.
Carl takes it and sips a bit of it before sitting back and belching. Carl.
Ugh, fuck. I'm done, guys.
What? What are you gonna do all day? Sit there?
Me and Chase are going to see some shows. You can come with us.
God, we're doing this thing to hang out with each other. Remember?
I'll leave him. We're wasting time.
Flynn turns and walks off, his hands shoved in his pockets, hunched like a stone gargoyle. He definitely looked the part, being a lizard. Damn, that was probably a bit specious.
Yeah, it was, you prick.
Hey, that's what I thought! Get the fuck out of my brain, TJ!
No!
Well, we all have our phones. Text us, alright?
Sure. Jenna
The
turns,
void!
Jenna turns and follows Flynn into the void, but Leo hesitates a moment, seemingly scared of the void. He looks at me before eventually turning to follow Flynn and Jenna. The void claims him. 5 minutes later, Carl's stomach
That's not
settles to the
later.
point. What?
I said that's not till later.
5 minutes later, Carl's stomach settles to the point where he's able to get up and walk. At this point, I'm completely wiped out, and I just want to sit down. I point out the first stage we see, and they agree. I sigh gratefully when I sit down.
Look tired as shit.
I crack an eye open to see Charles giving me a... Wait, did I say Charles?
You did.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Why
when I was
can't
gonna
I
let you
speak
slide.
tonight?
I am Carl's
You're the
brother
one who are
Carl.
tired. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I crack an eye open to see Carl giving me a sidelong glance. I don't sleep very well in motel beds.
I actually woke up around 2. You were gone.
Well,
You know, TJ's looking at me too, and I feel my gut clench for a second. Yeah, I tried to go for a walk down the street. Hoped it would help me get tired.
That's suspicious. I think you're lying.
Look, I didn't kill anyone yet.
Yes.
no, in TJ's route, he already... spoilers. Hey, don't listen for a few minutes.
People are watching this for Jenna's route.
Yes. But in TJ's route, I'm just saying.
That happens.
Well-
Nothing happens.
Well, if that happens again, you can just walk over my house. I'm up till like 3 every night.
I used to do that. I used to stay up until like 3 in the morning all the time.
I was
I
gonna
do
say,
it.
yeah.
I can't.
I can't.
Wake up like 11 anymore. I feel like
My body doesn't allow me to.
I mean, I was
Wow.
making a joke because I work night shift, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm hitting the 12-hour mark on being awake, and I'm like crashing. Like I keep having to mute myself because I'm yawning so much.
Wow, why? Carl shrugs, leaning back and sticking his hooves up against the chair in front of him, earning a dirty glance from its occupant.
Games, mostly. Sometimes I read.
Carl rubs his chin, opening his muzzle, closing it, then opening it again.
You know, it would be pretty cool if you spent the night one of these days. That house can be creepy as hell when you're the only one in it.
You're alone?
Yeah, parents are vacationing in Regal Paradise. While the dog I'm taking care of is being loud obnoxious right now. Having a bloody good time, they tell me. Elliot, shut up.
The dog I'm taking care of is being loud and obnoxious. Having a bloody good time, they tell me.
Carl tries to pull on an accent, but doesn't do a very good job of it. Oh, Did you want to go with them? Carl blows a raspberry, laughing.
Heh, not really. Mom told me right away that weed isn't legal there either. So I took that as them not wanting me to come along.
Oh,
They did say that the chocolate there is real, whatever that means, and that they bring me some. Guess I'm not enough of a fat ass yet.
come on, Carl.
But dude, I'm getting there. Soon, all I'll have to do is stand in front of the mirror, block out my face, and jerk it into my moves.
I make a dumb snorting, croaking sound, and I can feel TJ looking at the two of us disapprovingly.
Not the hardest thing to do when you're high.
Wait, so you've actually done it? Carl shrugged, smirking at me. I reach out and grab his chest. From what I can tell, there's a pretty firm set of pecs under there. Carl puts on a mocked, horrified look on his face.
Sexual assault! He touched my breast!
Oh, whatever, Carl. They're harder than mine.
So now we're teenage girls in the locker room comparing rocks.
I do have to say, I love Carl's one-liners.
Yeah.
Hey, you're the
That
one
line
that brought
wasn't
tits.
rocks, Matt.
You know what? I can see it. Yeah. You're the hot preppy one everyone likes. I'm the big fat chick you all nice to, but call big thunder man behind her back. And TJ.
TJ hadn't been paying attention, distracted with watching some dancers on the stage. He looks innocently at us. Harry?
Did that not pick up?
It did not.
Nope.
No.
What? Who's there? Stop talking to me.
You're the cute, naive Christian chick that only takes it up the butt so as to stay a virgin.
How do you know that? Answer me.
Let me feel your boobies. I'm gonna compare.
What in the world are you? No!
Small but perky.
I will stab you.
After a few seconds of tussling, and Carl getting smacked in the nose by TJ, somebody shushes us from behind and we're forced into silence. The show starts off with a bunch of mice having a weird sort of hoedown. Something like that. Whose line is it anyway? I don't know. Anyway, TJ's really into it and actually starts clapping along. I smile. TJ could definitely be kinda cute sometimes. Carl just rubs his nose and leans back, watching with a smirk, as if the whole thing was a joke to him. At this point, my eyes are feeling really heavy. At most, I've probably gotten maybe 4 hours of sleep last night.
Relatable.
I think about leaning my head back, but the backs of my the seats are pretty low, and I just end up with my head hanging over the back. Leaning forward would be impossible. I could lean on one of my friends. I don't think they'd mind.
Okay, now I want him leaning on Carl.
Lean on me when you're super tired.
Yes, lean on Carl.
Yeah, that's the first time he put this. I'm like, oh, I really like TJ. And now I'm like, no. Lean on Carl.
Please lean on Carl. I don't want to deal with this right now.
But I mean, TJ, like, don't we want to like pursue TJ in his route?
No.
No.
Absolutely. Let's start dating TJ. Why not? Why not?
Me feel stupid.
Sure.
No, Carl.
Alright, I'm hearing a lot for
We learned our
Carl.
lesson.
Thank God.
Carl's real sweet.
Carl is definitely the better choice. Bigger and probably softer. He'd make a nice pillow. Carl, I'm gonna use you as my bed. I put my head on his shoulder and close my eyes, feeling the soft, puffy, sleeveless hoodie. and his bulk under my cheek. Weirdly enough, he was pretty damn sturdy. I expected him to feel like a pillow puff.
Damn, Chase. You that tired? Well, alright then.
I feel him shift, and suddenly he's putting an arm across the back of the bench, giving me more support. The gesture makes me feel a little warm. I can feel TJ's eyes on us, but I ignore him, enjoying the position of intimacy. The sound of the clapping and fiddles start to drift away as the lack of sleep takes its toll. We should have picked TJ. Look, we're getting a nightmare now. I feel along the rough edges of rock and dirt. The only thing I can hear is the shower of debris I'm knocking to the ground. The air is stale, and I have the vague feeling that I'm suffocating. I keep going. I'm going to reach the end eventually. Just have to keep moving. I can tell that I'm going down, deeper and deeper. The space around me is growing smaller and smaller, and soon I'm hunching so that my head doesn't scrape the ceiling.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have a question.
Yeah?
Does the dream change depending on who you lean on?
I don't think it does.
Interesting.
I
Maybe
don't think
worth
it did.
checking out. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know I had saved at one point, so I can try and see if I can find that at some point. Yeah, I hear footsteps, not quite in synchrony with my own. They aren't the kind of footsteps that I heard before. I stop and listen. There's definitely the sound of feet, but not like they're walking. It's like they're stamping down on the ground, making as much noise as possible. This is accompanied by a slapping sound, as if someone is smacking their paws on the ground as well. I imagine a canine toddler, still insisting on walking on all fours while throwing a tantrum. It's heavier though, like an adult is doing it. The image makes the nape of my neck prickle, but I'm not scared. It's not long after I've stopped that the noise stops as well, just 10 feet behind me. I turn, watching the darkness. I knew you'd come back. They always do. My voice sounds clogged, muted, like the rocky walls are just sucking up the sound instead of bouncing them down the tunnel. The stamping starts up again, loudly, coming towards me at full speed. Now I can hear sobbing, sniffling, and a strange, guttural grunting. It's just feet away. You're only moving in circles. It veers away just as the words leave my mouth, going back the way it came. I stand there a while, listening until I can't hear it anymore. I turn and continue on, feeling the walls again as I make my way lower and lower. The smell hits me right as my paws hit it, slick and slippery. Blood coats the walls. My paws run along it like thick oil. It's warm and fresh, and now I'm getting close. The voice abruptly echoes down the tunnel. It's not far away at all. Sad.
I knew you'd come back. They always do.
Is
Make my
that
way-
some?
Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
I make my way closer and closer now. Fear pricks my heart.
They always do.
I hear muffled screams now, as if someone is yelling with their mouth closed. Now the fur is standing up all over my body, but my feet won't stop. I keep going. I'm getting closer and closer.
You're only moving in circles.
I'm here. It's right in front of me, and now I'm reaching out to it. Reaching out to touch it. I can't stop. I can't stop. I jump. My head jerks up and my eyes snap open, looking around wildly. It's like it just came up from being underwater too long. Coral.
Oh, sorry. The actual voice actor was starting to doze off. Shit.
TJ. TJ and Coral both jump shortly after I do. I look back and forth as they stare wide-eyed at me. Should we call it here? Because it sounds like 4 out of like the 6 people in here are really tired.
Maybe we should. Also, story-wise, that makes sense.
I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open.
Yeah, it sounds like we should call it early then for tonight.
Alright.
Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.